Tragic news out of Centennial, Colorado. Now, I know this story is a few days old, but I wanted to give it a little time before I threw my hat into the ring as far as commentary goes. A student walked into Arapahoe High School in Centennial, Colorado, about 8 miles from Columbine, less than 20 from Aurora. And he walked into the school requesting a certain teacher, specifically by name, the librarian. Don't know what his motives were behind that. Don't really care. Either way, the librarian was not on campus, and when a student went to confront him, he fired with his shotgun and killed that student. Now, there's one or two others that were wounded in the melee. I'm not for certain exactly how many were wounded in the melee. I know one was in very critical condition. Again, I'm not too sure as to what came of that particular student. I haven't been following the news. I found out all I needed to know. Somebody went into a school with a shotgun and shot people. There's not much else you need to really talk about as far as to the whys and all that other, the whys and the hows. Thankfully, due to lockdown procedures and active shooter procedures that both the school district and the local police force had come up with, being aggressively and rigidly applied, no other people that we know of were injured, and the suspect, of course, in the usual fashion, rather than face justice for his crimes, took the pussy way out and shot himself and killed himself. I don't enjoy talking about these things. I don't enjoy seeing them on the news. I don't enjoy hearing about them. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, they are part of our mainstream society. Now, part of me wants to come out and say I blame video games, but I don't know what caused this son of a bitch to do this. So I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers or to know why he did it. But I have to say that you got to be absolutely blind to not see the correlation between the number of mass shooters there are and the obsession with violent video games. Could also be bullying. Though with the teacher I kind of doubt it a little bit, but the fact of the matter is, people are going to be talking about gun control again. They're going to be talking about banning the AR-15 and all of the stuff. And it may not be to the same degree and passion that it was with Sandy Hook or any of the other major mass shootings. But the fact of the matter is this: the gun grabbers are going to take full advantage of any and all national crises to infringe upon our rights. Dianne Feinstein and Harry Reid being key examples of that ideology. But we've got to stand prepared to once again fight for our rights. Because, ladies and gentlemen, frankly, here we go again, at the risk of sounding callous. People are going to say that it is the fact that we have too many guns out in the public hands. That's the reason why we have all these mass shootings. They're going to say it's the gun's fault. The fact of the matter is this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what happened in our country. I don't know where the social change took place, but fewer and fewer parents are talking to their kids every year about gun safety. That needs to change. Fewer and fewer parents are being actual parents. They're letting their children be raised by video games and television sets and computers. My parents kicked my ass outside when I stayed inside for too long. I wish they did that with my damn brothers. Maybe they'd have some sense. But I have a two-pronged strategy that I think would help cut down on mass shootings dramatically. Number one, parents, actually be parents. If you actually are a parent to your kid and you kick them outside when they spend too much time inside and force them to go interact with other children, awesome job. Good for you. That's more what this country needs. If you accommodate their video game fetish and let them spend days on end in blacked out rooms playing violent video games, then you're a moron. The second part is where the media comes in. Whenever one of these mass shootings happens, here's a simple suggestion. Cover the basics of the story and leave it at that. Don't flash the mass shooter's face every 30 seconds in the newscast. And then return to the story a year later when some new irrelevant addition to the story comes up. And if it's absolutely important, again, don't flash the fucker's face every 30 seconds. Because you give these guys exactly what they want. Fame, notoriety, and attention. That is a big driving force as to why these guys will go and shoot up schools. Because they're talentless hacks that spend their lives doing nothing, and they, for whatever reason, finally realize that they will be known for nothing unless they do something drastic. And usually, the easiest way to attain fame and the attention they desire for them is to go shoot up a school. So, quit making them immortal. You do those two things, parents and the media, then mass shootings won't stop overnight, and they won't stop altogether, but it will cut down on them dramatically. It's the NRA man forever, reminding you, united we stand and divided we surely will fall. Join the NRA.